Hey everybody, Shane here, Mason Boys Outdoors, and this is my buck I killed out on Panther Swamp during the draw hunt, and we're going to measure him out real quick.
I'm here.
It was 270 pounds, and I'm estimating at least 5.5 years old.
5?
One way you can tell is this big Roman nose that he has, and just the pure size of him. I've never seen a deer that big. I have some friends that hunt up there close by, and they've hunted up there for years, and they kill some big deer. And I asked them of how rare it is to kill a 270-pound deer, and they said their full-grown deer up there are 250 plus pounds, the bucks. And so 270-pound deer is not unheard of, but it is a big buck. And we're going to measure this deer out, and up there in Panther Swamp, the inside spread has to be 15 inches. And this one is not 15 inches.
Oh no.
It is
13.
12.5 inches. 12 3/4. I can get 13 right there. Let me mark it down real quick, because we're going to have to do some math here in a second.
I can write it down.
Oh, you're going to be my writer?
Yeah, let me try to put this puppy back.
Okay, and these main beams, I'm going to do the left side first. At the very bottom of the base, come around the 18 3/4.
18.3.
I know a lot of y'all out there was really worried that is an illegal buck. Well, now we know. Brow times 5 1/4. G2 is 7 3/4.
Yes.
Then the G3 is going to be 4 inches. On the last day of the hunt, I did a lot of stalking. The ground was wet, the wind was blowing, and it was just perfect conditions for stalking. And I'll show you all that clip. It's going to be 3.5 minutes and I'll show you what all I've seen and learned, a lot of the area of Panther Swamp and the conditions that we have out there. A lot of it's some pretty rough conditions. So you want to be prepared when you go hunt Panther Swamp that everything out there is not pristine. Hey everybody, Shane here, Mason Boys Outdoors. We got Mitchell, and this is our last day of our draw hunt on Panther Swamp. And I got my big buck yesterday, and so it took us all night cleaning it, and we're back out here pretty late, but we're gonna make the midday hunt.
I love sleep.
He loves sleep too much. Yeah. But we're gonna make the midday hunt, afternoon hunt. I still can kill a doe this afternoon, so I'm gonna try to make that happen, and hopefully Mitchell gets a big old
buck or doe.
It ain't no telling what Mitchell.
Squirrels or something.
Mitchell probably will kill a hog. That's probably what he'll kill.
I do like pork.
But
it's the other white meat.
It is the other white meat, and we're fixing to go out here and.
Even though I'm in the chicken business, eat chicken too.
I'm gonna cut that out.
Whatever.
I cut out a lot of Mitchell.
He does. All my funny stuff is usually gone. Yeah.
Well, we're about to get out here and fill the freezer. Yeah. See y'all in a minute. Some beautiful woods back in here. If you can find these bush hog trails through here, it makes for awesome walking all the way through here. These palmettos on top over here, but down in the bottom, down here, it's wide open. Y'all look how big that cypress tree is. That thing is huge. Can y'all see my gun at the bottom of it for comparison? I had to come down here in this bottom to get out of the palmetto bushes. They got too thick up there. It's funny how the palmettos are so thick on top, but down here in the bottom, it's just wide open. I guess it floods down here a lot and keeps the palmettos out the bottom. I've never tried walking through or hunting in palmettos like this, but there is no being quiet. It is noisy. There's no sneaking up on anything. I don't know what to tell you about hunting palmettos. But don't ever try to walk through them and try to sneak up on anything. That's about all I got for you with palmettos. They're acorn trees. There's lots of food sources for the deer, so you do want to hunt the palmettos, but be mindful that they are noisy, like Animal on the Drum's noisy. This is called learning an area, and I guarantee you I'll never be back down this road. Right below the brow tine, 5 1/4. Come between the brow tine and the G2.
So that's
And that's gonna be 4 1/4. This up here is 4 1/8. What you get most of your points on is the mass and great big tines. This is 5 3/8. 4 3/8. 4 1/8.
40. So
4 1/8. Measure the brow tine. We'll say 4 3/4. Then the G2, 8 1/2. We'll just say 8 1/2. And this isn't a perfect measurement. This is just getting the roundabouts. But put down in the comments what y'all think this is going to measure out to be. What?
8 1/2.
Yeah.
So 4 1/2.
Yeah. 4.
4 1/2.
Yep.
I haven't learned this yet. It's just like 3rd grade.
And if you think about it, the safest thing for a buck to be or to have is a short spread. Now, if a buck never grows a spread over 13 inches, and some bucks don't, like its genetics is just has a short spread,
Smaller.
that's the safest thing for a buck to have. And he can grow old out in Panther Swamp with a 13-inch spread, just like this one. He's at least 5 1/2 years old. He could have walked under many a bow hunter, and they look down at him and say, that's not a 15-inch spread. And so there's going to be 13-inch massive bucks just like this one all over the place down there. But by golly, this thing has some main beams. All right, let's measure this right side. That is 19 inches right there. So we got one side 19 inches and the other side 18 3/4. So this buck is totally legal, totally 100% legal at Panther Swamp. So you do have to be careful out there. I mean, this is a big old buck that is barely legal. I mean, it's not legal by the spread, but the main beams on both sides are plenty long enough. If the main beams was broke off even 1 inch, it would have been illegal. And so you do have to be careful. I'm not saying be a rebel out there and shoot anything, but if it is a big old buck like this one, I mean, the main beams are most likely 18 inches at least. But I'm going to show you some clips right here of why Mitchell don't ever kill anything. And right after that, we'll measure this out and see what this buck scores.
Why doesn't he kill anything?
You have to watch the video and find out.
Well, I got my stand set up, sat down. I got some water behind me, some water in front of me. And I'm sitting on this oak flat, a big old oak flat in between. Now, so the theory is that those old deers are gonna walk in between them water and start eating some of those acres. Well, now yesterday when I was sitting out here, I seen 4 of those, and they walked across water. Not on top of it, but they were knee deep. So how good of a funnel I'm sitting in, I don't know. Well, like I say, them old deers were congregating yesterday out there. So I decided to make this little fence while I'm eating my cracker, drinking my Coke, because I gotta wonder, all these deer hunters, they hide their scent. And then You go look on the shelf about deer attracted, molasses, peanut butter, vanilla, all these different flavors. So I'm eating my peanut butter. Got syrup in the Coke. Got my peanut butter crackers. I'm calling this attracted. So I'm gonna sit here for the next 8 hours and freeze. Hope y'all have a good and blessed day. Remember, Jesus loved you. That's why he done what he done. I really don't understand why I ain't saying nothing. Supposed to be a good funnel. Shane said I was whispering, wasn't whispering loud enough or something about when I try to make these videos. But I don't know. I just ain't seen nothing all day. Look, I sit here, do everything right. Got the wind in my face. Got plenty of food out there. In a bottleneck. I just ain't seen nothing though. This deer hunting on these cold days. I don't know what it's all about. I just ain't got the luck, I guess.
I just looked up the scoring process, make sure I was doing it right. Mitchell told me that I had the Mitchell told me that I had to measure in between the G3 and the tip of the horn, but I wasn't sure about that, so I looked it up, kind of double checking him, and frankly, he was right. You'd never guessed it, but we're supposed to take a measurement right here, and that is 2.5 inches on that side, and 2.5 inches on that side. So we'll just add 5 inches, and I got 118. 118 on the money is what this buck right here scored. It's not dead accurate, but it's pretty close. But I thank you guys for watching. Always remember, catch a mess, leave the rest. God bless you, and we'll see you on the next video. What is it, Si?